Okay, so I apologize for any background noise, but ideas, I feel like, are like entities, and when they come to you, they just come to you, right? And they're like, please get me out there. I can't express myself. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, when I stop, I will do that. And they're like, ah, fuck, you're no help to me. I need to get out now. So, okay. So this is kind of like things that I learned and kind of retained. So I've learned lately, like things I kind of like already knew, right? It's so weird that I never thought about them like this before. But so I have learned, I was learning about chakras, right? Chakras, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I say chakras, but I guess it's spelled chakras. So one of the things about the root chakra that you learn, right, is that we have a right to be here, right? And another thing is beliefs. So we believe a lot of things, or me, I'm going to use myself as an example because it's just easier, right? So I believe a lot of things, and then I just continue to believe them based on one thing that happened most likely in my childhood, right? So there's a lot of things that happen in our childhoods, but specifically I'm going to use myself. So happened in my childhood that just made me shut something off and then do a certain thing for the rest of my life, and then I never thought about it again. And so now I'm realizing I need to go back and rethink some of the things, like why do I think that? Like some examples that people use, like Clark Kegley and the book that I read on chakras by Imadia. I don't remember her name by heart. It's a weird name, but or like a name that I'm not familiar with. So a couple things are like money is the root of all evil, and then we like somebody says that to us because somebody said it to them, and somebody said it to that person before them, and then they say it to us, and then we just verbally diarrhea it to fucking the next person, right? Like money is the root of all evil, like a robot kind of. But like, why do we believe that? Like money is just money, right? Like it's just a construct of currency that we use to buy stuff and trade stuff and whatever. So like money's not inherently evil. What, like, anyway, so that's just an example, right? Just like sayings that we say. I have lots of little things that happened in my childhood, right, that made me think a certain way and not do certain things because I was like, oh, I don't want to be shunned by society, right? Like people think I'm a dork, or like why do I think that? Probably like a few things specifically happened, and then I was just like, oh, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm a dork and what I say doesn't matter. But actually we're all equal, okay? So we all have an equal soul. We all came into this world equal. We're all equal. Nobody has control over anyone else because we're all equal. Like nobody's better than anybody else. Nobody's above anybody else. Nobody's below anybody else. Below. But so we're all equal, right? Beliefs, go back. Figure out why do you believe certain things when you come to something. Another thing is like homeless people, right? Like we just have this thing where we're like, oh, avoid them, don't make eye contact, homeless people are pieces of shit, like it's their own fault that they're there. You don't know about them. I'm talking to myself. Jenny, you don't know about them. You don't know. Why do you judge them like that? Just because like it seems like everyone else is doing that, so then I do that too? And it's like, no, stop doing that. That's another thing that I learned about I want to say prejudice, not prejudice, judgment, right? So I've been learning about judgment too. So beliefs, control, equality, we're all equal. Also judgment, right, fits in there. So judgment isn't serving me. Like perhaps it did serve us back in the past. We had to judge things and situations to survive, right? But my judgment isn't really helping me now. It's not helping me survive. A milk crate. Oh, that would have helped that guy. But anyway, so my judgments aren't helping me survive. Like if I'm like, oh, her shoes are dirty, how's that helping me survive? Like judgments aren't serving me anymore. So just stop judging things, right? Like my mom was telling me like how she puts vanilla in her coffee now instead of like a sugary sweetener. She just puts straight up vanilla, and she showed me like this, boop, and she put like a shit ton of vanilla, and I was thinking like, that's too much, but you know what? I didn't say anything because what is the point? Like that's my own judgment of how much vanilla she puts in there. That doesn't matter. Like just let it go. Like who cares? Also control, right? I don't have control over other people. If they want to put however much vanilla they want to put in their coffee, like stop it. So, and good job, by the way, putting vanilla in your coffee instead of a sugary sweetener. Because sugar is poison. Anyway, so judgment, right? So I'm judging that homeless person because of something that scares me most about myself. When you have a judgment, it is something that you don't like about yourself. Like if you think about it and you get down to the core of it, like what we resist persists, right? So judgment, and you don't want to be like that. And if you keep on saying like I don't want to be like that, I don't want to be like that, like I would never be like that, and you're judging that person that is like that, it's because of a fear inside of you, because we all have the potential to do anything, right? We all have the potential to be a thief. If we had to steal for our family, right, we would do it, even though we wouldn't steal in most circumstances. We wouldn't, but if we had to for our family to survive, we would definitely steal. So for survival, right? Or say you put drugs into your body. Like we all put drugs in our body. I mean, not all of us, but a lot of us. I drink coffee. That's a drug, right? So how can I judge what somebody else puts in their body? Like you put meth or you put heroin or whatever. Who cares what you're putting in your body? That's your own body. Do what you want with your body. No problem, right? Like stop that. So I'm putting caffeine in my body. I feel like it. Well, you want to put meth in your body? Like, go ahead. Why am I judging someone who puts meth in their body or, things like that? So, yeah. I don't know. And why do we do that, right? Like, oh, it's illegal. Meth is illegal. Yeah, it's illegal because of the government says that it's illegal, right? Like, the government wants to control it. But the government said, alcohol's cool, dude. Drink as much as you want. There is no limit on alcohol, even though if you drink too much, you could die from it. Just go ahead, though. They're like, go ahead, but meth, we're gonna say no to meth. We're gonna say no to LSD. We're gonna say no to certain things, right? But caffeine all day long. We don't care how much you put in your body. We don't limit the amount that you buy of caffeine or alcohol or cigarettes. Totally fine. Even though studies have shown they kill you slowly. Sidebar. Judgment, right? So Jenny, stop judging people. No one has control over you, or is below you. Below me. Nobody is better than me. No one is not as good as me. I took a class recently called the Article 9, right? And my daughter's disabled, so the class is for disabled people and being able to provide services for disabled people in their homes. So you have to take this class that is giving you the laws, right? And the basic rights of that human. And in that class, they're basically breaking it down that no matter what mental capacity that person has, no matter what physical disability that person has, we're all equal, and that person has rights because they're a human, right? Like no matter what, they're a human. So that's That's what that class said. It was like, hey, just so you know, there's a law called Article 9 in Arizona about disabled people or people that need, more care than other people, and no matter what their disability or mental capacity is, they have the same rights as everyone else. Yeah, they do. We all do, right? We all do. Just all of these things are just leading me to the same, conclusion. Like, yes. So thank you. Thanks. I'm just reminding myself about what I learned. I don't know. Maybe it'll help you. But it's kind of like a stream of consciousness mental note for myself. I hope you enjoyed it.